marginal, reduction in pump price of maybe 50 naira or 30 naira, the cost of taking that fuel from here to other neighboring countries may even be more than that, because you are talking of transborder business. So taking it out of Nigeria to other country will not be that lucrative. The incentive will not be there for people to do it in a large scale. So that's why I said there is going to be marginal reduction in the prices of, pump prices of petroleum products.
They want the federal government to be intentional in safeguarding the product for the benefit of the nation's economy. However, agitations of the general public have been on economic stability and good governance, where small and medium-scale businesses will thrive. Omoriola Hungeji, Osrc News.
The dust raised by the January 6 Delegates Congress and primary election of the All Progressives Congress APC to elect for Akoko Northeast and Akoko Northwest by-election into the National Assembly is yet to settle, as one of the aspirants, Olugbemiga Aroyibo, who alleged foul play, has approached the court for redress. Speaking, Aroyibo said the process of the election calling it undemocratic. Our reporter, Joy Pius, has details.
We were at the venue of the primaries, and I saw somebody filling the delegate forms.
Addressing journalists in Akure Ondo State Capital, Olugbemiga Aroyibo described the Delegates Congress and primary election to fill the vacant National Assembly seat for the Akoko Northeast Northwest Federal Constituency as militarized and unacceptable. Aroyibo, who alleged that the election process was monopolized by some hierarchies, said the failure of the party officials to make delegates lists available 48 hours before the primary election.
Delegates Congress and primary elections organized by the All Progressive Congress APC to fill the vacant Akoko Northeast Northwest seat in the House of Representatives was not but a charade, and the outcome remains unacceptable. This is the position we maintained during the exercise that was militarized. One will wonder what were the roles of immigration officers and prison warders in a delegate congress and primary election to choose a party candidate in just one federal constituency out of the over 300 constituencies in the state. Obviously, that was the scenario at the Victory College venue of the election, where tired candidates, observers, and the press.
While speaking on his unlawful arrest by security agents, Aroyibo lamented the prevailing hindrance to the enforcement of his constitutional rights.
Part of those absurdity includes the failure to conduct and make delegate lists available for 8 hours before the primaries, fillings of delegate forms at the venue, and above all, the compromise of the police to arrest and detain me for them to have a free hand to subvert democratic norms. The officials, the country, hapless and helpless,
revealing to remain calm.
We have explored every of our party's conflict resolution structures, coupled with the interface with the national chairman of the party, His Excellency Alhaji Umaru Ganduje, during the process. But the party chose and has submitted a particular name of candidate to INEC, despite evidences of malpractices and disregard to party guidelines. At this junction, I am fulfilled to say that I am seeking redress in law court as the hope of common man. This stance is in no way to sabotage the chances of our party, APC, in the February 6th by-election, but to ensure the growth of party democracy beyond primitive and anti-democratic behaviors.
The election committee had declared a few candidates 100 out vote. Joy OSL
of the state. The efforts of security agencies also resulted in the arrest of 19 suspected kidnappers and 17 other suspects for various crimes in the state. Osrc's Zaid Bisala reports that the 36 suspects were paraded at Amotekun's headquarters, where the corps commander, Adetunji Adeleye, vowed to make the state a no-safe haven for criminals.
The road corridors of Owo Ikare and Owo Ifon-Bini expressways in Ondo North Senatorial District have in the past recorded cases of kidnapping, one which has inflicted harrowing experience on commuters. Ensuring that the situation does not reoccur, Ondo State Security Network Agency launched onslaughts on the criminals. The latest result of this effort is the arrest of 19 suspected kidnappers by Amotekun officers. This is just as the corps also foiled 3 kidnap attempts in the area. Parading the suspects at the headquarters of the corps in Akure, the state Amotekun commander Adetunji Adeleye said the 19 suspects who were planning to unleash terror in different parts of the northern senatorial district were arrested by the corps members due to intelligence reports.
A cross-section of the suspected kidnappers there were picked from the northern senatorial district of the state. We were able to foil some of this due to credible intelligence we received from some of them, and we want to encourage the general public that once you notice funny movements, that they should please let security agencies know.
17 other suspected criminals arrested for various offences were also paraded, making the total figure 36.
We are parading about 36 suspects. 36 suspects today. I want to place it on record that in the last 1 month, there were 3 kidnap activities that we were able to foil successfully, which means in the last 1 month, there has been no successful kidnapping in Ondo State. Today, a cross-section of these criminals are a bit different from what we used to have. It is a deviation from the past where when we parade 20 people, 15 of them are kidnapped suspects. Today, what we have is more of house breaking and petty stealing. We remain resolute in our determination to rid our society of these suspected criminals.
Adeleye urged traditional rulers and village heads to report movement of strange persons into their forest. Sahira Ribisala, Osrc News.
In the meantime, there was a report of the kidnap of an unspecified number of people last night between Ikere and Iju Azes of Ondo State. The victims were in 2 vehicles, a Corolla and a White Highlander. They were said to have been kidnapped and taken into the bush around Iju. When contacted, the State Police Public Relations Officer, Femi Odolami, who could not confirm if it was a case of kidnap, since said policemen had been deployed to comb the area.
Well, the men of the special kidnapping squad has been victims arrested on the policemen got information that there was an abandoned vehicle, and so when you look at the vehicle, there were gunshots, there were perforated guns around in the vehicle, so there was a kind of gun hole, and that's why we have to quickly deploy anti-kidnapping, because it will be a case of suspected kidnapping. The circumstances around is why we are suspecting that it might be a case of kidnapping, and our men are already there. We've deployed men of the anti-kidnapping squad to that area just to move around to see that if at the end it's kidnapping, these victims are rescued or not. So we can't start talking numbers.
What took place. Prince Idris Ayodele Femi has been selected as Bureau-elect of Ekpemi Akoko in Akoko Southeast Local Government Area of Ondo State. Prince Idris Ayodele Femi from Ajiwo family in Igedelde ruling house secured the unanimous votes of all the town's kingmakers to defeat 10 other candidates contesting for the Bureau stool in Ekpemi Akoko, which became vacant after the demise of Obajo Lekon in 2021. Osrc Said Bisala again reports that the selection process held at the Ekpemi Akoko Town Hall was witnessed by officials of local government and security agencies in line with the chieftaincy declaration law.
Oba Ade Oyekan, the 15th Bidi of Ekpemi Akoko in Akoko Southeast Local Government Area of Ondo State, joined his ancestors in December 2021, resulting in the vacancy of the stool. In line with stipulated laws, the selection process for the emergence of a new monarch got the nod of the Ondo State government. After conclusion of the nomination of candidates, the kingmakers converged on Ekpemi Akoko Town Hall for the selection proper. The exercise also had in attendance officials from the Akoko Southeast Local Government, led by the head of Local Government Administration, Mr. Jacob Omoriwo, the Divisional Police Officer, and operatives of other security agencies.
The whole process started with a letter from the Ministry of Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs. So, and we invited the ruling house, and we informed them, and we gave them, we read the chieftaincy declaration to them.
The head of the Kingmakers, Adebayo Joseph, explained that the Kingmakers have resolved to put communal benefits above personal interest in the selection of a new monarch.
ẹni tí ifá bá ti mú ẹ̀hún náà látẹ̀lé torí kí ìlú bá lè tùbà kó túṣẹ torí àwọn èèyàn pọ̀ tó ń fẹ́ ṣe ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ èmi wà tó jẹ́ pé tó bá débẹ̀ tán tí ò ń ṣe ọ̀nà so èyí tí ọlọ́run ti ní ó ń yàn fún wa ọlọ́run á dẹ̀ fún wa ṣe láti lè dìbò fún ènìyàn.
Contesting for the position are 11 individuals. After all formalities and declaration of guidelines, the 10 kingmakers took turns to cast their votes, appending their signature and thumbprints on the ballot papers. Following the conclusion of voting process, sorting and counting was done.
So, candidate to dìbò fún Idris Ayodele Femi. Idris Ayodele Femi.
At the end of all, Prince Idris Ayodele Femi was announced winner and Biri-elect, securing all the 10 votes of the 10 kingmakers to defeat other 10 contestants.
Idris Ayodele Femi.
The kingmakers, who expressed delight over the outcome, shared optimism that the Ondo State government will certify their selection quickly to fill the vacant stool.
The
head of local government administration commended the kingmakers and the community at large for a rancor-free process. The result is expected to be forwarded to the Ondo State government for further action. The Biri-elect, Prince Idris Ayodele Femi, is from the Ajiwo family, Gedeode ruling house. He is a graduate of University of Lagos and a consummate professional in business administration. Sahid Aribisala, Osrc News.
Continue to eulogize a former deputy registrar at the Federal University of Technology, Akure Futa, Dr. Amos Emiloju Arijesio, who was murdered 3 years ago. The children of the late scholar, in conjunction with Futa, held the second memorial lecture in honor of the deceased in Akure. Osrc's correspondent Zim Webiemi covered the event and is presented from our studio.
It is exactly 3 years that former Deputy Registrar, Student Affairs of the Federal University of Technology, Akure, Dr. Amos Arijesunyo, was murdered in his vehicle along Ife-Akure Road by gunmen. In his memory, the deceased children and associates organized a lecture, the second in a series, with the theme Counseling and the Challenges of 21st Century Nigerian Youth. The chairman on the occasion and Vice Chancellor, Federal University of Technology, Akure, Professor Adenike Oladiji, who was represented by the Deputy Vice Chancellor, Professor Taiwo Amos, appreciated the children of the deceased and members of the foundation for keeping his memory alive. The Vice Chancellor urged them not to relent effort, as it is the only way their late father's legacies could be remembered.
We have shown the community, Futa community in particular, that we keyed into the value that the late Dr. Arijesu placed on education and the growth and development of our young ones, the leaders of tomorrow.
The guest lecturer, Professor Olamumi Ajidahun, took the participants on the topic Emerging Issues and Trends among Nigerian students, counseling implications.
The core aspect of the lecture is that different generations have different characteristics, and this present generation will require wisdom and love and the ability to really take care of them. Parents must have the skills because they are special species. And the reason is because of the technological advancement. They were born with it, they grew with it, and they are still continuing with it. So you can't compare them to the past generation who were not exposed to technological gadgets.
The memorial lecture featured presentation of scholarship awards to no fewer than 9 students in various schools. Some of the beneficiaries said the gesture would go a long way in support the students' academic pursuits.
I feel so blessed. Among the 18,000 estimate Futarians I was selected, and it's actually a privilege. I do not take it for granted, and I pray that God blesses them more.
So happy, very, very, because I'm thinking about my space because
explains the essence of the foundation.
We lost him, and we thought rather than cry and mourn in other ways that people need to. Let it be that our way of showing our love to him should be to identify some of his legacies, some of the things he would normally love to do if he were to be alive and continue. And that's just what informs the setting of the foundation, just so we can sustain his legacies.
According to members of the foundation, they will ensure that the gesture touches lives of citizens in society, in line with the ideas of the departed Don.
Over 350 residents of Ondo State have been shortlisted by Niger Delta Youth Employment Pathways YEP project on a one-year training. The YEP program, which has been implemented by non-governmental organization Foundation for Partnership Initiatives in the Niger Delta, was geared towards stabilizing the young ones, including persons with disabilities. Omorale Ogbenje reports that the event, which was to launch the YEP initiative in Ondo State, also witnessed signing of grants with main partners for the project.
Unemployment has eaten deep into the Nigerian cloak, especially the teeming youths that constitute about 65% of the nation's population, hence the need for urgent action to address the situation. Niger Delta Youth Employment Pathways, which was established in 2018 to develop models of youth training in all the 9 states of Niger Delta, midwifed the Ondo State scheme in Akure, the Ondo State capital. To this end, 355 youths, including women and persons living with disability, are the initial beneficiaries of the project, aside major partners that will handle the training exercise.
In collaboration with the government, we are successfully launching the YEP project here in Akure today.
Director of Foundation for Partnership Initiatives in the Niger Delta, Essen, posited that the program is geared towards contributing to strengthening and stabilizing the Niger Delta by reducing poverty, powering coastal communities, nurturing youth employment, fostering stability, and enabling development. According to Dr. Essen, pinned YEP project in Ondo State will work through identified sectors to include agriculture, information communication technology, building construction, as well as trade and services, where solar panel and inverter installation, among other skills, would be prioritized.
The target groups for this training are unemployed and underemployed youths, semi-skilled workers looking to upskill in the selected sectors and trades, especially school leavers between the ages of 16 and 30 years, people in rural communities, women and persons with disabilities, women and who live in Ondo State. We commend the state government for its willingness to adopt PIN's YEP model to ensure a secure and bright future for the youth.
Program Coordinator Nichengem Gahia promised adequate monitoring for effective delivery.
From time to time, we monitor. We come for supervisory visits, to visit and see the learning hands-on. We would interact with participants as well, and then we would also receive databases from them where we check and be sure that things are in sync.
Stakeholders in Ondo State initiative saying it will go a long way in complementing the efforts of the state government in addressing unemployment.
I'm aware that Ondo State helps to facilitate access to finance through some government agencies, like the microcredit agency is involved in things like that.
The beneficiaries will be empowered and they will be linked to job, thereby reducing unemployment in the society.
I'm praying that this training will be part of what technical and vocational education board will be delivering in their various technical schools.
I'm looking forward to this. We've been waiting over here and then now it's time to start.
High points of the event include signing of grants with main partners to get the project underway. Omoriola Humbeji, Osrc News.
And that concludes Social Report. Many thanks for watching. Good afternoon.